and welcome back to Coniferous Farming. This is Elms Creek and we're just having a standard Let's Play. So as you can see, the money has dropped since last month. I'm now at £222,000. But what I have gone and done is, let me just show you. Let's go for a nice little walk round. The fields are all going well, so there's not too much problems with there. There's fertilised. I have put a sheep pen down. So I've got my lettuce growing over there, and I've got my sheep pen down here. So I did fill it with water last month, but I haven't done anything with it. So today we're going to get the sheep in. So we're going to go get some sheep in, and then we're going to go put some food in as well. Right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to use standard grass. So let's get the sheep in first. Whoop. I'll come back to that in a minute. Oh. Let's go get some sheep in. So you can also see there is a little wind turbine over here. Yeah, so I bought one of them as well. That's going to just trickle money into every single month, which is great. And now I could do goats, right? But we're going to start with sheep, because then I can sell it. Or I can even sell a goats. What would make more money? Actually, let's have a look at this. So for the moment, the only thing I can do is wool. Alright, so wool will give me 3,600 at its highest point. Goat's milk. Gives me a lot more. So I get 9,000 for goat's milk, but then I can turn it into goat's cheese. I can do bottled goat's milk and all that sort of stuff as well, and I can do butter. Right, so actually, you know what? Now that I'm going to think about it, let's do goats. So we're going to get goats started. So this pen holds 19. Can I get all 19 at once? Is £15,000. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start it off. I'm only going to have 10. Right, there is a meadow in there, so I do have some food. But what else I've done is I picked up this little thing. Right, so I'm going to get this thing put on the back. Right, so this is just a little lawnmower, and what we're going to do is we're going to switch to there. Switch to here. Let's turn this motor. Oh. Let's turn this motor on. Right, straw off. Go to here. Turn that on, and then I can. If you can let me change the work mode. Okay, let's go and see what's going on. Right, so hopefully this should do grass, and it should be able to pick up 6,000 litres of grass in this back hopper. Yeah, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to use the grass around the edge of the fields. Yeah, and that's going to feed my goats for the moment. Yeah. And then eventually, when I get more money and everything else, I will increase the size of their enclosure and that, so we can get more and more goats. And the beautiful thing is the restaurant's only across the road. So if I come here and I lower this motor down, right, it's doing a right swath, but I want this to pick up as well. So lower that, turn that on. Let's see what happens. Anything loading up in there yet? So we'll move down into here, and there you are. Right, so it is starting to pick up. So this is good. So all this outstanding bits around the side of the farm, yeah, I can mow all these. And use this to feed the goats. Now it does look like some's coming out over the side as well. So what will happen is if I spin around and then come back down this line, it don't look like there's any down here. It might just be the action from it. So you can see that I'm up to 4,000. Now I think the food on this sheep pen only holds 3,000. So I've got plenty of grass, and that should last a couple of days. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it all the way up to about 6. So do this for last run. Yeah, I'm going to switch off motor and lift that up and then turn that off. Yeah, and then if I come around here, I should be able to jump it straight in. Like so. So you can see there the grass trays are filling up, so that's taken that. I've still got 2,000 in there. So if I have a look, there's my goats. They've got their water, they've got the food and everything else. They've still got meadow food as well. It's all at 100% efficiency, so that will start producing. And when's the best time to sell goat's milk? January, so I should be able to sell some just here, but we want this one. September, and the lowest is June. So you get a pretty good level virtually all the way through. It's only May, June, July that it really dips down. The rest of it will be pretty good, so that's going to be a nice extra bonus, especially with the lettuce being produced and everything else. As you can see here already, I have £25,000 worth of lettuce sitting there. So come February I'll be selling that, and canola, that will be sold in December. Alright, and then we'll be looking at another field. So what else are we going to do today? We need to get some, well, my bank balance is down to 14, so I do need to generate a bit of money coming in. So there's a fertilising contract, harvesting contract. See, that's not too far. Alright, it don't give me that much. There's a corn there. So it's being dropped off there. Yeah, I could do that one, 37. Alright, it'll give me 2 and a little bit left over. And there's a corn one there. So I could do that. Right, I'm going to do this sunflower one first because it's fairly close. So I'm just going to borrow these because my combine don't have a header, and we'll go and get this one done. Right. So just like always, I'm just going to quickly time lapse this round. Right, so there's that. Just come out a little bit, and yeah, let me time lapse this, and we'll see you when.
Highly sedated, intoxicated, we're automated and overpopulated. We're all fish in a stream, swimming towards a vicious dream. Don't you know we're the walking dead, dead, dead? Our lives were meant to be this bleak. Somehow they got into our heads, heads, heads. We're wide awake, yet still asleep. We're the walking dead. Fear and hatred, dull and jaded. It's all been debated and manipulated. Nothing's ever as it seems. We're bound to believe everything they scream. Don't you know we're the walking dead, dead, dead? Our lives were meant to be this bleak. Somehow they got into our heads, heads, heads. We're wide awake, yet still asleep. We're the walking dead. We're the walking dead, dead. Oh, 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 oh. We're the walking dead. We're the walking dead, dead. Oh, 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 oh. Highly sedated, intoxicated, we're automated and overpowered. populated. Don't you know we're the walking dead, dead, dead? Our lives were meant to be this bleak. Somehow they got into our heads, in our heads. We're wide awake, yet still asleep. We're still asleep, yeah. We're the walking dead. We're the walking dead, dead. Oh, 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 oh. We're the walking dead. We're the walking dead, dead. Oh, 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 oh.
So that's all done. We're just going to drop this off. Let's see how much extra we make on this little contract. Oh, there it goes. Well, only 2,700, which is not too bad. Yeah, it's only a small little field and all that lot, so that's all done. We can click that, collect that, sorry about that. So we can see there, and straight away, what we got here? We have some milk. Alright, only 5 litres, but the milk has started, the goats are doing its job. Right, thank you very much for watching. Hope you really enjoyed this video. And we'll see you on the next episode. What I might do is another contract just offline. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. So it should be December. So see you next Wednesday and have a great time. Bye for now.